From Neural Newscast, I'm Peter Rowan.
And I'm Hannah Whitmore.
Topping our news, the United States and the European Union have finalized a landmark digital trade agreement valued at $400 billion. The pact establishes unified standards for cross-border data flows and cloud computing security.
It is a significant shift, Peter, as it removes long-standing barriers that forced companies to maintain separate data centers in each jurisdiction. It also creates a shared framework for governing the development of generative artificial intelligence.
Trade officials expect the deal to be fully implemented by early next year. They estimate it could increase transatlantic trade volume by 15% as regulatory compliance costs fall for small businesses.
While it streamlines operations, privacy advocates note the deal preserves strict consumer protections. The next phase involves establishing a joint oversight committee to monitor compliance across both regions.
In other news, India has announced a 50-gigawatt expansion of its national solar grid. This project aims to stabilize energy supplies for the country's rapidly expanding urban industrial corridors and manufacturing hubs.
The expansion will utilize vast tracts of semi-arid land in Rajasthan and Gujarat for new photovoltaic arrays. Government officials say this will reduce dependence on coal and lower carbon emissions by 20%.
Turning to agriculture, the United States DA is projecting record wheat yields across the Midwest this season. Improved soil moisture and favorable spring temperatures have optimized growing conditions.
Farmers in Kansas and Nebraska report that recent rains have reversed years of drought-related damage to topsoil, Peter. These high yields are expected to stabilize global grain prices following months of market volatility.
Meanwhile, Japan has officially implemented its human-centric AI framework today. The new regulations require companies to provide clear documentation on how their algorithms make decisions in public-facing sectors like banking and healthcare.
The policy is designed to build public trust while ensuring human oversight remains mandatory for high-stakes decisions. It serves as a test case for similar legislation currently under debate in Southeast Asia.
Next, diplomatic talks between Greece and the United Kingdom have entered a new phase regarding the Parthenon marbles. Both governments are discussing a long-term loan agreement that could see the artifacts returned to Athens.
The British Museum has proposed a cultural exchange program that would bring other ancient Greek treasures to London in return. This potential deal marks the most significant progress on the issue in several decades.
In Brazil, the central bank has maintained its current interest rates despite calls for a reduction to stimulate growth. Officials cited concerns over persistent inflation in the service sector as the primary reason for the hold.
Market analysts suggest the decision reflects a cautious approach to global economic shifts, Peter. Investors are now looking toward the next quarterly report for signs of a potential policy shift later this autumn.
In South Africa, a new wildlife corridor project has successfully linked two major national parks. This initiative allows for the safe migration of elephant populations and is expected to boost biodiversity in the region.
The project involved cooperation between private landowners and government agencies to restore natural water sources. Early tracking data shows that several herds have already begun using the new route.
Here is what else we're watching. The United Nations Security Council is scheduled to vote this afternoon on a new resolution concerning maritime security in the Red Sea.
That resolution seeks to increase international naval cooperation to protect commercial shipping lanes from regional instability. We will monitor the outcome of the vote and the response from major shipping nations.
Boeing is expected to release its first quarter earnings report tomorrow morning. Investors will be focused on production numbers for the 737 MAX and updates on long-term safety goals.
The report comes at a critical time as the aviation industry faces renewed scrutiny over manufacturing quality. Analysts are looking for evidence that the company has addressed recent supply chain bottlenecks.
Finally, the United States DA will release its updated world agricultural supply and demand estimates later this week. This report will provide the first comprehensive look at global planting intentions for the upcoming summer season.
The data will be vital for commodity traders and food producers as they assess potential supply gaps in the international market. We will have a full breakdown once those numbers are made public.
That is the Neural Newscast for today. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for joining us. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.